Hello and welcome. Welcome to, well, I don't even know what to call this hour. Not, I don't think it's going to be an hour anyways. I think it's going to be 30 minutes or so, just to calm the nerves, look what's going on with the market, answer some questions here at the time of making this, well, at the time of making this video. This is a live stream. What am I, an idiot or something? First of all, hello to everyone. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate that. The state of the market is quite a strange one, as we've seen in the last couple of days. I've been buying a couple of shares, more AMD, more Alphabet, more Micron. I'll be buying probably more PayPal as well, or should I call it PayPal, because we're back. We're back at $70, believe it or not. A couple of weeks ago, we're at $90. We're all quite happy. I still have to do the Investor Day recap. I think it was an amazing one. By the way, Crossroads, Roy, did interview Alex Chris. I think that's going live today, so make sure you're going to watch that. It's going to be quite interesting seeing Crossroads talk to himself for, I don't know, half an hour or something like that. Now, of course, there are some stocks that reported earnings yesterday. Rocket Lab, I think the dip is being bought a little bit from the $16 or so. Last time I checked was $18. The local got completely destroyed. I mean, yesterday stock was down 18% after hours. Now it's down 30%. Of course, I own it. So yeah, I'm taking a big slap in the face with that one, which in my opinion is a bit an overreaction, because as I've shown you in the video, guidance is still quite fine. I guess there is just way too much pressure on the stock. So that's been dragging it down a little bit. Let's see. Victor here, as always, with the nice comments. I am still not his favorite YouTube investors, but at least he joins us every time we go live. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Did you check the announcements from AMD today? Yeah, I think they talked about the Radeon 9000 series or something like that, right? If I remember correctly from Lisa Su's tweet yesterday. I didn't check the whole thing yet. I've just been buying more shares. I see $100 AMD or $99 AMD. I'm like, give it to me. Give it to me. Christine saying here, thank you, 50% screaming internally because my portfolio is red, 50% because I have no more money to buy. Thank you for calming us down. Yeah, I mean, it's usually on days, let me share that screen. Voila. It's usually, I mean, right now it's actually looking better than yesterday. If we look at the week's performance, for example, I mean, this doesn't look great, right? This doesn't look great. And NVIDIA, that's down 15%. Alphabet down 8.8%. This is not on the day, by the way, just for those that are only joining right now. This is the week performance. So, yeah, when you look at all of that, yeah, most, if not all of the gains that we have year to date are basically deleted in just a matter of days. But to be honest, great companies are now trading at great prices. That's what I'm seeing here. Of course, it's never great to see your portfolio you lose 10, 15, maybe sometimes 20% in just a week. That's what they say, right? You take the stairs on the way up and the elevator on the way down. To be honest, it's not even an elevator, it's just free falling. Because an elevator also takes its time. This has, well, no respect to our portfolio's performance, to be honest. John said with the AMD announcement, 9070 and 9070 XT. Okay, yeah, I'll have to check the whole thing. I've seen the announcement, but I didn't check the whole press release or video, whatever they did. Might be hard to reach 100,000 subscribers if the market trends continues. Well, funny enough, whenever the market is red, usually more people tune in because that's when they need answers to their questions, which is quite interesting. Because when things go up, nobody really cares, but when things go down, that's usually when people start asking questions. Hello, Fernando. How are you? And hello, chat as well. Buenos dias. Bonjour. We can talk a lot of languages here, by the way. What's your opinion on Intel now? Same as before. I like it. I hope they don't sell. Couch Investor, you are the number one YouTube investor. Thank you very much, Michael. Merci. At least you're writing some nice comments for once. After last live stream, Christine said, had a long talk with my sons about Pokemon investment. I mean, yeah, if you have good cards, and it's graded, then you might have some hidden gems. I definitely had. We have an interesting question here. What is your strategy of buying these dips? I'm committed to buying 1-3 shares of Alphabet or PayPal every day. The market goes more red to make sure I keep enough. Yeah, no, I agree. You always have to keep enough cash on the side. I mean, enough depends on your allocation and strategy, but having cash on the side is always a good thing because then you can take the opportunities that the market gives you. I've been adding to AMD $500 here, $500 there. With Alphabet, about the same, maybe sometimes 1,000. Really depends on what company I want to allocate more money to, and also depends on the hit that they are taking. I think Alphabet under $180, under $170 is a no-brainer for me, which I'll explain in the video that's coming out in the next hour or two. Same with the rest. To be honest, same with the rest. I have cash, as you know. I have cash in that public portfolio. I did inject a little bit more cash today because of all of those opportunities, and I'll allocate accordingly. I'm not going to buy $3,000 worth of shares just today. No, I have time. To buy more each and every day or every couple of days. Of course, that's just me. It's not personal financial advice or anything. It's just what I'm doing. Just ask here, you mentioned NVIDIA is a great company. At what price do you buy back in? Well, the thing with NVIDIA is I'm not going to buy back in because it's already such a huge company, and to create a new position for a company like NVIDIA, I really need a lot of cash for that to make sense. That's not to say that let me delete my previous statement. If NVIDIA for some strange reason goes under $100, then probably I'll close something else, or I'll inject even more cash in the portfolio to open a position in NVIDIA, if that makes sense. But so far, I rather just strengthen my other positions in the portfolio. Branko here asked the number one question, right? The $1 million question. How do we know stocks will not fall more? We don't know. That's the thing, right? We don't know, but we don't have to know. I mean, it would be great if we knew, but we don't have to know in order for us to buy great companies. Like the market will do whatever it wants in the short run. I mean, we've had pandemics, we've had financial crisis, we've had recessions, we've had trade wars before. And guess what happens with good companies? And guess what happens with the market? The market continues to go up over a long period of time because great companies drag the market up. Bad companies will, of course, do badly. So I invest in companies, not in the whole market, but sometimes the market does drag down a lot of companies. Transmedics, the quarter was fine. I think yesterday, no guidance raised. I'm not gonna lie, I did close out my position today, just because I wanted to buy more shares of other companies. It's been on the chopping blocks for a couple of weeks if you've been following the portfolio updates, and since that one was green and the others were quite red, closed it, took some gains, and now we are going to allocate to other existing positions. Nothing against the company. Like the company, I mean, did well in the last quarter. Maybe guidance should have been raised because of the positive commentary, but yeah, I just lost a bit of interest. To be honest, it was always a short-term type of thing with Transmedics, same with Celsius, although Celsius, I'm still holding the bag on that one. I've added already to Rocket Lab. I'm not yet adding to D Local because, again, I have added to other companies. Defense European stocks, no, but I am planning on making a video about that. So Rheinmetall, Saab, Rolls-Royce, the French company as well. There are a couple of interesting names for sure. A couple of interesting names. SoFi, I have already added a couple of days ago to around $14 and something. So, and it's already a pretty big position. I mean, PayPal is also a big position, but then again, PayPal, I mean, risk reward wise, I really don't see how it goes lower. But then again, I've been proving wrong before. But SoFi, yes, it's also on the list of if it goes even lower, we shall. I mean, let me check. Let me show you the fintech stocks today. What do we see? SoFi basically flat at $14. PayPal down a little bit, just over 70. Nu is back under $11. So fintech doing okay-ish today, I would say. Semi stocks, what about them? Intel in the green, ASML green. So who's red? SMCI is red. I'm not buying SMCI. If you're asking me, SMCI, I don't care. They're not getting delisted, but there are still issues inside the company, and I'm not going to buy a single share of that one. Micron flat to down-ish. Did buy a little bit more of Micron as well. So that's basically the state of those things. What about the Chinese stocks? Chinese stocks are also taking a small hit today. But all in all, Alibaba still doing quite well for me year to date. Thank God for that. We are asking here, you are the true and open person. May I know what are the stocks you have bought and planning on buying? Well, like I said, I bought AMD, Alphabet, Micron, going to buy, and Rocket Lab, going to buy probably more PayPal as well. And to be honest, any other stocks that keeps taking a big hit, I will continue to accumulate more shares at good prices. And you'll see that in the portfolio video on Sunday, of course. One second. Let's see. Did I say you're? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I mean, AMD at what is it? What did I say? 99, 100, 100. I mean, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? I did not close my Celsius position. I did sell 55% of it last week after the earnings jump, which you could have seen in the last earnings video. So we still have 45% left, which of course is dark red at the moment. Dark red at the moment. So yeah, the local today down 30%. Insane. Doesn't make sense. I mean, I could be adding more, but I'll wait. When these things happen, I rather wait like a day or two to see how the market reacts, like stabilizes with these types of reactions. Uh, Never mind. Someone texted me he bought AMD, but then sends a screenshot that it's the wrong AMD. It's a completely different company. Um, let's see. By the way, thank you all for joining. Really, really appreciate it on this lovely stock market day, which is much better than Thursday, right? Is much better than Thursday for sure, because we have more greens today in the tech department than previously. Um, so yeah, at least there's that. If I miss a question, because there are quite a lot of questions, if I miss a question, apologize. Just try and ask it again, and I'll go over it. Alex asking, what do you think about Microsoft? Same thing as before. I think Microsoft has been flat for a year, something like that. Very strong company. If my portfolio was worth a million or more, I'd probably have something like Microsoft, or maybe I'll just have the Magnificent Seven or the index as a top position or so. Not looking to buy or open a position in Microsoft, but it's a good company. If you have it, there is really no reason to sell it. Um, yeah, Fubo is down today a lot, despite a pretty good quarter. Guidance was a bit weak, but I believe cash flow was positive for the quarter, so I was expecting this company to be up. But I guess again, I guess the market really is not in the mood to reward anything. Do I ever take short positions? No, no, I do not. There's no. I mean, although with the quantum stocks and all of that, yeah. Uh, I miss your early talks. Is there anything about Transmedics? Well, I did close out my position in Transmedics. Transmedics had a good quarter. Stock is up 7%. So yeah, just wanted to increase cash and uh, and buy some other stocks. Palantir. Palantir is, where is it? Ooh, 81 dollars. I believe it went just under 80 a couple of minutes ago. So yeah, interesting. It's getting more and more interesting, but I am not jumping to buy the stock just yet. Exxon is an amazing company. I know they reported 2 days ago, 3 days ago, or something. I think 2 3 days ago. Amazing company, not the cheapest one out there, but it's one of those companies that I put on my list of expensive stocks that I wish would crash. It's one that I've known for a long time, and to be honest, it was a no-brainer. I mean, the products and services that they provide, it was a no-brainer. Ronaldo, the number one bear on fintech stocks. He's been short, or maybe has just commented that he's been short on PayPal, SoFi, and all the other fintech players for years now. So, yeah, he will be wrong in the long run. That's for sure. Exactly. Give the couch a like, a big like, a big like. Um, yes, I will be making a video on PayPal's Investor Day and my opinion on the company, which you know is still quite bullish. But yeah, the Investor Day video, maybe tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. Pa-pa-pam. What's my real prediction on AMD? My real prediction on AMD is that I expect to make a lot of money with it in the long term. That's my real prediction. What will happen in the coming days and weeks? I don't know. But AMD at $100 right now, if we fast forward to, I don't know, 12 months from now, 24 months from now, I I struggle to believe that this thing will still be at $100. So yeah, I think we're going to be quite happy in the long run. Mm-mm-mm. Thoughts on Block versus PayPal? I hold both, unfortunately. So me personally, of course, I had Block in the past, and now I do not. I put it all in PayPal because I trust PayPal's new management way more than Jack Dorsey. Plain and simple. Risk reward. I mean, Block still growing fast-ish. Although if you look at Venmo, for example, compared to Cash App, Venmo is doing now much better than Cash App. So I just like PayPal's ecosystem now much more, and PayPal's management much more than Block. So yeah, I would not I would not switch PayPal for Block anytime soon. Oh, this is the worst question I can get. Will Chelsea make top four? To be honest, if you asked me this at the start of December, I would say yes, 100%. No, I don't know. No, I don't know. Because we are losing too many easy points. Too many easy points. Although we're not that far from top four, we are just making too many silly mistakes. At what price would you consider to add more melee? Good question. Good question. I don't know. Because with melee, like unless you have fractional shares, which I can have, you have to spend over $2,000 to buy one share. Definitely not cheap. But at what price? Wouldn't mind anything under 2,000, to be honest. I know it went to 1,700 a couple of months ago, but so did a lot of other stocks. Oh wow, the refresh here looked very nice. Suddenly everything's almost green. That was nice. Sold Baba when Trump got elected. It went down around $80. Didn't expect that recovery. Well, that's what I've been saying in my Alibaba videos in the past, is that when you look at when Trump got elected in 2016, same thing, right? Oh, Trump this, trade war that, the trade wars in 2018. But what happened? What happened is those stocks went up. What happens is those businesses did better. So sometimes headlines are there to just scare you away from your investments. But of course, with Alibaba, with Pinduoduo, with all of that, Chinese stocks, always some uncertainties out there. Always some uncertainties. What do I think of Bruno Fernandes? Bruno Fernandes? Well, I do hope he would like to come on the channel once so I can prove that we're not the same person. I would have liked him at Chelsea, to be honest, because I like his character sometimes, but sometimes he does complain a bit too much. United are just a shit team at the moment, let's be honest. Like if your two strikers are Højlund and Xerxes, yeah, you deserve to be in a bad position, to be honest. Yeah, New Holdings is a very good company. New Holdings is a very good company to own. It's definitely one high on my watch list, but when things are that red, then I just like to buy more shares of companies that I own. But yeah, New at $11 is looking good. That's for sure. Do you believe AMD at $91 is a good buy? I believe AMD is not at $91. I believe it's at $100. I think Micron is at $92 right now. So it does seem like the market is turning a little bit in the last couple of minutes. Maybe it's because I started to stream. That's why. Is AMD at 127 too high? If your cost base is at 127, is it too high? No, I don't think so. Unless you think that 127 is the ceiling for AMD, then maybe yes, but I don't think so. Like I'm not buying AMD to make 20% on it. Is Amazon a buy right now? I like Amazon very much. I don't know where it is at the moment. 200 or $208. Okay, still a very 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 good company. Number two in my core portfolio. Let's see. Can we trust SoFi at this price? What does that mean? Like trust SoFi at this price? We don't like. That's the thing with these types of companies, these stocks, retail heavy. You have to know that the CEO is not responsible for the stock price going up or down. The CEO is responsible to make sure that SoFi, the business, becomes a much, much better business in the future. Their goal is to become a top 10 US financial institution. If they reach that goal, we are going to be, well, very happy with the stock's performance. So, can we trust SoFi at today's price? You have to ask, can we trust the market with SoFi at today's price? I trust management, and that's the most important thing. Mm-mm-mm. I did not yet see the presentation for AMD, but um, some people in the chat said it was good. So I'll check it. I'll check it later. I'll check it later. Isn't TSMC the best semiconductor company to buy now? Yeah, I would say buying TSMC is basically buying the semiconductor industry. Like we've said during the live stream yesterday with Jose. Because everybody has to go through TSM. Let's be honest. Then again, you can say the same thing for ASML. Like TSM needs ASML. Um, so yeah, it's really up to you. Like what type of upside you're looking, like risk reward profiles and all of that. It's up to you. Ta, ta, ta. Is that a real couch? What do you think? What do you think? First Solar. I mean, it's funny. I'll just have to do a video about First Solar in the next, because too many people ask about First Solar. It's back under $140. It's still growing quite nicely, profitability wise as well. I know they reported earnings a couple of days ago. EPS missed, revenue beats. And it did go up actually after earnings, because of a second half weighted guidance that was better than expected. So yeah, if you want exposure to that market, I don't see how First Solar can be a bad bet at these prices. I mean, it's been cheap before, right? It was at 180, 190, and that was already cheap. Now we're at 140, and it's even cheaper. Of course, interest rates being still high doesn't help energy themed stocks like Enphase, like First Solar. And I do think that we're going to get more than 2 rate cuts this year. I just don't see how the Fed can look at all the data and say, oh, we're just going to stick with two. I don't see that happening, to be honest. Renato here, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. You're also a real one. And I appreciate all of you tuning in. Almost 500 viewers, which is quite crazy, to be honest. I mean, I like doing now live streams more and more, because that's a way of basically direct interacting with the viewers. You ask questions, I answer. It's not me answering afterwards in the comments and having to filter through all the BS spam bots that YouTube can't seem to can't seem to catch. But oh well. I'm new to investing. What advice do you have for someone like me to not shit the bed when the market is bearish? Well, to not shit the bed when the market is bearish is, well, actually, what happens with the market now? Everything is green. Wonderful. Is don't shit the bed when things are red. Look at the positions that you own. Look at the companies that you own, because essentially you're owning companies. You're not only owning ticker symbols and numbers on your screen, right? Because these, what we're seeing here, is a logo, is a ticker symbol, and how much up or down these things are. But behind all of this, you have real companies that generate revenue, that generate profits, and you're investing in that. You're investing in that. And so if the market pushes those stocks down because one, company specific issues, then you have to research and see what's going on with the business. If it's macro specific issues, then it might have nothing to do with your companies. But of course, sometimes macro affects the whole market. You have to know what's going on. But if you look at every super investor, legendary investor, they will tell you macro for them does not matter much. Because macro is usually a short term thing. Short term, I know, can be 6 months, 12 months. But if you invest for years and years. And years, if you have good companies, then when red days, like what we had an hour or so ago, what we had yesterday and a couple of days ago, usually are good opportunities. Usually are good opportunities. And yes, it's true that sometimes some stocks go up too quickly and it doesn't make any sense, right? I've held some of these stocks. A lot of you are holding some of these stocks. And so we sometimes have corrections. Yes, that does happen. And remember, the money is made during red days. The money is made during bear markets. During bull markets, that's when you collect. That's when you come and you collect. Neil, jokes aside, you already have an influence. We've been working on this for some times with very good results. Do you have a different opinion? Opinion on what? Unless I missed your previous comments. I appreciate the positive comments, but I fail to understand my influence on what and the good results also. So if you could clarify that, that would be great. Thanks for streaming. Without you, we would still be in red. Yeah, I appreciate that. I guess I do manipulate the markets. Let's see. Chelsea top 4 if City gets, yeah, but to be honest, I have no confidence in the system. No confidence in that system. Like, how long does it take you to figure out whether or not they're a fraud? Like, it makes no sense. I got AMD at 227. I mean, if you liked it at 127, you should love it at 100, right? It's pretty simple. It's a better company today than before. Ying Chao asks here, thank you, like your videos, appreciate that. What do you say to people saying Google has vulnerability? Yeah, that's the fears right now. One of the fears, right? That their core business, the monopoly, basically, the one of the best businesses ever created, is under threat because of, well, ChatGPTs, Grok, etc., and even their own Gemini, right? And to be honest, I mean, I've explained that in a video that should be live in an hour. You're not seeing any data that is backing this up. Like, operating income still continues to go up, revenue continues to go up. Plus, you have other segments in the business that are doing much better. Google Cloud continues to grow rapidly, profitable as well. You have YouTube. You have a call option on Waymo Success, which Waymo, they announced yesterday that they reached over 200,000 paid trips per week, which is up 20x in just 2 years. So, yes, it's true. It's a wait and see game what's going to happen with the whole search business for them, but it's Google, it's Alphabet. I think they have some smart people figuring this thing out. So yeah, I kept buying. I kept buying because it's still a great business. I still have Airbnb. Yeah, it has become a much smaller position because I haven't really added much to that position, because I still want to see what the new businesses are going to be, right? So yeah. What happened to the local down 28%? Well, they reported earnings yesterday. That's what happened. That's what happened. I did an overview video if you wanna look at that. I still have a position I did not add today. Like I said at the start of the stream, I am waiting 1 or 2 days when stocks are down like 20, 30% or so in a day. I usually like to wait and see what the market is going to do in the next 1 or 2 days or so. It's like a 2-day rule. And yes, by the way, everybody that's talking about Alphabet Google, remember on what platform you're watching these live streams on, right? You are watching this on YouTube. Plus, they also have Android, they have Chrome, and I know that they might be forced to sell Chrome, but I thought the US is not like China. So how can you force a company to sell a business that they've invested so much money in it, that they control and they would provide you the best experience? To me, it just doesn't make much sense to the whole thing here. Um, Pinterest, comments on Pinterest. I haven't looked at Pinterest. I know that they've been doing okay in the last couple of quarters. Let me check. But it's just one of those businesses where I just lost interest. I lost interest, and other company. I lost interest on Pinterest. Huh, good one. Um, I'm sure they're doing good, but I rather just add to other positions that I have. Nebius. What happens with Nebius? Let's see. Nebius back at $33. Okay. I mean, year to date, still up close to 20%. So at least there is that. But yeah, it's certainly down a lot from that. What was it, $50 a couple of weeks ago? Again, a couple of weeks ago, a lot of stocks were just up a tremendous amount. Still a very good company, still growing quite quickly, on tracks to do what they projected they wanted to do. So I don't hold a position in it, although I made 3 videos about it, and every time I make a video, the stock went up afterwards, which is quite annoying. DOJ fear is real, like with Visa. Maybe it will be nothing. Yeah, I mean, it's real until, of course, we get a real verdict, but I just can't see. Can't see them force a company like Google to sell Chrome. Like imagine they sell Chrome to a company that does not have the financial means to make sure that the platform stays the best of the best. Like, because everybody's, or most of the people are using Chrome because it's the easiest one out there. All your passwords on it, everything is on that platform. It's synced to all your Android devices, whatever. Imagine you have to sell it to another company. I don't want it. I don't want another company getting access to all of my data that I've put and I entrusted with Google and Chrome. Just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, we are going to crack down on big tech in the name of protecting the consumer. But in the name of protecting the consumer, you are making damn sure that my experience gets worse and worse each and every time. It's the same with Apple iPhones. It's the same with every single thing. Like, remember Amazon wanted to buy iRobot, right? Oh no, you're not allowed to buy iRobot. What happened with iRobot stock after that? Well, first of all, layoffs, lots of layoffs, lots of people lost their jobs, and the stock went down 33%. I mean, actually, in the last 5 years, it's down 84%. Why not allow a big tech company to acquire this type of company? Super small in market cap. Most of the people would probably still have their jobs, and at least if you've got shares and you're an employee, your shares would be worth a bit more. And it's the same with the airlines, right? I don't know, was it Spirit Airlines is bankrupt or something? Yeah, I mean, why didn't you allow it to get acquired? And now look what we've got. It just doesn't make sense to me. It makes zero sense. Um, Can I ask what percent of your portfolio would you add AMD? Well, right now it's still quite small. I am now at 72 shares of AMD. I'm trying to make my way to 100 shares of AMD. It's a position I started a couple of weeks ago. 100. Well, no, I started first before the earnings report, which was a stupid gamble, but okay, whatever. I live. My average is now around $110 or so. So yes, I'm down close to 10% already, but still small. And if I can make my way up to 100 shares, I'll be quite happy, especially if we stay at these prices right here. So yeah. The bubble is going down for the next few years. This was expected. Well, to be honest, I disagree. What bubble? Like, I'm sure there are some companies that are in a bubble, like we've seen with the quantum stocks, with some AI meme stocks and all of that. I agree. But you cannot convince me that any of these big companies are in a bubble, especially not after the last earnings report that we've got. All of these companies are growing, are becoming more profitable, are becoming more powerful as well. So I just don't see the bubble argument. Like the whole market is definitely not in a bubble. Certain stocks, yes, but not. We are not in a bubble territory, in my opinion. One of the bubbles was definitely SoundHound when it still is, I think, very expensive. But I know it reported yesterday. It's up 16% today. Let me guess. We have a double beat. Let's see. So revenue increased 101% year over year, probably acquired revenue because organic, I don't think they're growing that quickly. And let's see if we can find. So losses are increasing, shares outstanding are increasing. So more of the same for SoundHound. More of the same for SoundHound. I'm not touching this stock. Like to me, in my eyes, they have zero moat. They think they have a moat. I just don't see what their moat is. Like Jose said, they have a niche, but they don't have a moat. You mentioned quantum companies. I'll say the same thing again and again with regards to quantum. If you want exposure to quantum computing, why not just go with Amazon, Google, Microsoft, IBM, Intel? They're all working on real quantum stuff. Like the big three, like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, all showed us their quantum chip, right, in the last weeks or months. So why risk? Of course, if you bought here, you made a lot of money, but why risk it on potentially some winners, or maybe not? Who knows what might happen with these companies, right? Because it's still quite speculative right now. Why risk it? Like, what's this sudden love for quantum that came out of nowhere? Is it just because these stocks have gone up a tremendous amount? Or are people really interested in quantum computing? Because I've been hearing about quantum computing for more than a decade. And where are we right now? Still nowhere, to be honest. Still nowhere. Like commercially available quantum applications, whatever you want to call it, still a long way to go. And if I want exposure, I have exposure through big tech companies. I don't need exposure through the likes of Rigetti or D-Wave or quantum computing and whatever. I don't need it. So yeah, this is basically my rant. Let's see what's going on. Okay, most fintechs are green. Nu is the only one red, but okay, that's fine. Semi stocks. Intel up 5%. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? AMD, where is it? Back at $101. Okay. So the market seems to be in a bit of a better mood today. Tesla is up 3.4%. I think it was down to around, it started the day $274. Huh, interesting. Interesting for sure. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend. Probably see you in the next stream. Let's see a couple of extra questions before I have to go as well. No, so far, no. I'm not planning on buying more Airbnb. I'm waiting to see what the new big products are going to be like, because they've been talking about it for a while now. So I want to see if it's something that I said or if it's just another whatever service. So no, currently not really increasing that position. What's your AMD price target and which price you consider to sell? To be honest, I have no price target for AMD. I'm just accumulating shares, and whatever will happen will happen. $200 is a possibility 12 months from now, that's for sure. If the business does well, I'm not going to make the same mistake as before. Like if the business does well and the price is fine, I don't see why I should be selling. Like if they continue with their data center growth, with client and gaming growing as well, especially client doing quite well, embedded turning into a tailwind, I think we can go much, much higher. Because everybody forgets that AMD, of course, the full story is on AI revenue, data center, but they still have client, gaming, and embedded. Gaming and embedded has been a drag, right? Has been basically headwinds for the last 12 months or so, should be turning into tailwinds, and that would definitely help the overall business. A lot of people are forgetting about that. I appreciate that. Well, thank you for joining, Natalie. Thank you for joining. Question on Robinhood. Robinhood is a very good business that has a lot of momentum. I regret putting this, like, I regret trading Robinhood and not holding it. Thank you, Ernest. I appreciate that. When you say same mistake, you mean how you sold? I didn't sell Palantir too soon at all. I sold Nvidia too soon. Palantir, I didn't say. To be honest, Palantir, if you look at valuation and things like that, I actually sold too late. I sold at 70, and that's not too soon at all. So I know that right now we're at 84. We were much higher, but yeah, this is. I don't like. Of course, I would have loved to sell Palantir at 125, but I don't think I sold Palantir too soon at 70, because in my eyes, at 70 it didn't make any sense anymore. Amit stream froze, so we are here. Well, thank you. Thank you. Maybe his stream should freeze a bit more. Maybe his stream should freeze a bit more. But yeah, I appreciate you being here. Oh, this is an interesting one. What's my worst trade ever? Interesting. My worst trade ever. A stock I bought and immediately fell. I probably have a couple. I just have to remember which one was my worst. It's probably going to be an earnings trade that I did 2 years ago or something like that, which is a bit stupid. Which names? Actually, maybe Celsius might be one. Celsius definitely is in the top 5. But yeah, worst trades. That's the thing with trades, is that it either it's up or down. With a position that you want to hold for the long run, like my AMD, for example, I bought a bit before earnings, didn't work out, it dropped. But I didn't have an issue with that because I wanted to grow that position anyway. So I lost, of course, money on that first part of the position, but I can now add more shares and drag my average down. So yeah, worst trade now that I can think about one is just Celsius, I would say, for now. Let's see. Buffett watching with a smile on his face. I mean, yes and no, because I don't think he owns any of these companies other than a little bit of Amazon. Like, his companies are more on that side of the market, and these companies are doing okay, all things considered, like more boring names. So yeah, he definitely has a lot of cash. So if he really wants to go and open positions in companies that will lead the way for years and decades, he could definitely shop for plenty of companies. That's for sure. I've seen that post. Yeah, did he lose it all? Because I don't remember what price he bought it, but if he's still holding, I don't think he's lost it all, unless it's options. Well, first of all, congrats on your job. Good for you. Good for you. That will mean that you have now cash flow. That's always good. And maybe you will catch future streams. The ones we do on Tuesday and Thursdays are usually lunchtime hours, and then maybe I'll just do pop-up streams whenever I feel like it. So you will probably catch me in the future, that's for sure. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. I appreciate all of you joining. I don't know why I'm shaking like this on screen. But yeah, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new here. Probably if you're writing in the comments in the chat, you are subscribed. And yeah, thank you all. 500 plus viewers for this last minute stream. I appreciate that. I have a video coming out about the 3 stocks that I've bought. So if you're interested in that and my explanation, should definitely go watch that video. I'll have a PayPal video ready for you probably tomorrow, I promise. Then the Tesla weekly video is always an interesting one. I can't wait for the you know what type of comments in the comment section. 4 stocks to buy or put on your watch list for the month of March is also going to come out probably today or tomorrow. So lots of interesting content, trying to make our way to 90 and then 100,000 subscribers. So I appreciate all of your support. Have a great weekend. Good Friday.